All right, everybody, happy Sunday. Welcome to another edition of Beyond the Whistle, the Drew Falletta Show. I hope everybody's having a great night, and I hope everybody had a great weekend. Before I get started, a few messages from my sponsors. If you want the best oil change in Pittsburgh, synthetic oil, go to Eloquippa Wholesale Tire. Eloquippa Wholesale Tire, it's $24.99 for oil changes, synthetic oil. It's 2613 Broadhead Road, Eloquippa, Pennsylvania. As well, tomorrow is Big Monday in college basketball. Notre Dame at North Carolina at 7 p.m. If you're looking for great wings and great prices, please go to Shulligan's Bar and Grill. That's 2422 Broadhead Road. That's Shulligan's Bar and Grill. 10 wings, $5.50. So real quick, guys, before I introduce my next guest and give him his accolades, I just want to, real quick, give my condolences to the Jola family. Obviously, yesterday was a tough day for the family as well. Close friends to Brett. So I just want to give a shout out to the Jola family and give my condolences for myself and my family and friends. And thinking about you guys. And Chris, can't wait to go to Florida State for opening weekend. So my condolences to the Jola family. And we're all thinking about you and praying for you guys. So getting to my guest now. A few accolades here. My next guest went to high school at Monsignor Edward Pace in Miami, Florida. He was the number 23 ranked tailback out of high school as a prospect in the nation. He was first team All-Florida Class AAA. He rushed for 4,331 career yards with 52 career touchdowns in high school. He led his team to a state championship his junior year. He had 42 career games at the University of Pittsburgh. He rushed for 91. He had 91 carries for 335 yards in his career and 37 receptions for 338 yards. He had a career high against Navy, where he had 9 carries for 52 yards. Against WVU, 28.5 point underdog. Him and his teammates pulled off the biggest upset in college football history. He had a huge 4th and 1 against WVU in that game in the third quarter that really helped Pitt to propel them to a 13-9 victory. LaShawn McCoy rushed for 2,800 yards and scored 35 times. And LaShawn McCoy rushed for 1,328 yards as a freshman with my guest blocking and leading the way for him. He's 6 foot, 224 pounds. His pro day at Pitt, in his 40 time, he ran a 4.5. And for the 225 bench, he benched it 24 times. He is an entrepreneur and a CEO of YGB United. You Gotta Believe United. He currently is a hip-hop artist with one of his premier songs called Pain. Also, if you want any YGB gear, I suggest you get it. It's fantastic gear from shirts, sweatshirts for men, women, toddlers, mugs, handkerchiefs for your, bandits for your dogs. You can go to artistoriginals.com. That is www.artistoriginals.com. So without a further ado, I'm winded here. I am honored for my next guest, Conredge Collins. Conredge, how you doing, man?
Peace. I'm good, my brother. How are you?
I'm wonderful, man. So I'll get started here real quick, and I appreciate your time here and give me the opportunity to give you this platform as well, me to talk to you. Appreciate it, man. So my first question, we're getting to some football stuff here. So obviously, you going to Pitt, you know how great high school football is here, Friday Night Lights, and how much hype there is, and it's a big deal here in Western Pennsylvania. But for the followers out there and everybody's listening, can you explain how great high school football was in Miami, especially in the time you played? I believe you had Northwestern High School, your high school. I'm not sure if Aquinas is in that area. But can you explain how great high school football really is in Florida?
It's a big thing to us. It's a real big thing to us. It all starts from the Optimist League, man, and the Pop Warner League all the way up. You know, we grew up in the same age group. We play on the same ballpark teams, and then we go to high school, and then we all kind of venture off. So that plateau is really schools, and some going to the league, and some getting their degrees. So it's a way out for us. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. No, that's fantastic stuff. And did it just having those teammates from different areas, did it help you grow up a little bit? Did your maturity process before going to Pitt kind of start high school, just dealing with those individuals from different areas and just different backgrounds, and kind of just seeing how the world is before you went onto the big stage in college?
Right. Like I said, that's a big thing in Miami. Like, I played at Optimist Park called Miami Lakes Optimist, MLO. We was the Icon, and we had all the different coaches from different cities. Brown Sub, Carroll City, Opelika, Bunch Park, and just different neighborhoods, and they just brought all the different kids together. So then when we got older, you know, you see the different routes. You know, we all different took. Some chose the street, some chose football, some chose to work a 9 to 5. And, you know, we all come up together, and, you know, it is still a camaraderie. You know, we look back, we talking about 15, 12, 13, 14 years, and all these same people are still coming up together. So that basis of it, if you think about that, that's what Miami football is really about. Like, it's a bigger dynamic than just football for us. It brings the city together. You know, it gives us a way out. You know, right. So when you see the different kids and you see the different situations that they go through, and you know, everybody has a different situation, and you know, you get to see a piece of it. You know, you get to feel a piece of it. You know what I mean? So, right. You know, I could be staying in. You have a kid staying in Broward County in the suburbs, but he's best friends with a kid from the Poker Bean Projects. You know, I'm seeing that still to this day. I got a friend named Keith. His son goes back and forth, and he stays in Boca Raton, and he plays down in Miami. And you just look back and be like, wow, it's still recreating itself. So, you know, shout out to Miami football. Shout out to Miami Lakes, man. You know, it played a real big part, you know, into the journey. You know, even getting to the next levels. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Where it starts at, you know?
Absolutely. And you keep referring to getting a way out. So my next question for you is, college for you, was it going to school, getting a way out? Was it football? Was it NFL? What was your motivation to go to the next level?
No way. It's definitely the NFL. I think us growing up, you know, as young youth, we all, that's the big dream. You know what I mean? Right. That's the plan is to make it to the NFL, to provide a better life for your family. You know what I mean? To be in pride and the poverty and the situations in the inner city and the guns and the shooting and the drugs. You know, it's Miami. You know what I mean? So
right.
When you have that, you know, to look at, you know, that is a way out. And then you see, you know, different people grow up and then they go to college and they go to school and they get the degree. It's not just saying the NFL is the only way out. You know, you can get your degree and, you know, you can become a businessman. You can do these different things. So, you know, that particular light is really, you know, when I say a way out, it's more, it's bigger than just staying at home. Like, you know, we got a big saying, it's crabs in a bucket in Miami. You know what I mean? And everybody pulling for the same thing. So that NFL dream is what you should shoot for. It's the top of the plateau. You know? Right.
And Conredge, like, there's no secret. Everybody knows around me. Everybody's close to me knows I'm a huge Sean Taylor fan. I have a plaque picture of him in my man cave area. That was kind of your era when you were in high school. I believe he was out in Miami at the time and doing his thing. Who was your guy you looked up to in high school that you wanted to be like? Was it Sean Taylor? Was it?
Look, Sean Taylor was one, but look, we got this one guy. You know, shout out to the Spartans, Brian Bell. We still ring the bell every game. Brian Bell. They say he was it. He was the ticket. He ended up having heart failure while he was working out at the school. Yeah. But they say that the guy Brian Bell was the other Sean Taylor, and he was at Pitt. So it was guys like that you remember about Sean Taylor, the Nate Harris's, the Frank Gores. Frank Gore was the one. I remember I was still playing at Miami Lakes, and I wanted to go see my coach, Coach Butchie, Coach Dick. He took us all to go see Frank Gore play one game, and he rushed for like 200 yards. It was crazy. And that was the one that I always remember. So that was kind of why I kind of wanted to play. You know, that stepped me into those runs. That like, wow, look at that. Like, you know what I mean? So
exactly.
You know, it goes back. You know, we got a lot of
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's just no point. But, Miami is, definitely known for that.
Right.
And they put something in the water or something like that.
Oh, right, absolutely. A lot of great football players down there, including yourself. So how was your recruiting process, your high school career? How many offers did you have? What schools are really looking at you hard? What schools did you really like besides Pitt?
Of course, my top two was Florida State and Miami. Those were. I just knew I was going there. Of course, I had different offers from all the different other schools, Georgia, Florida. You name it. I even got a letter from USC, but we never really took because I wasn't going to the West Coast.
Nah.
Towards my end of the season, man. My end of the season, life was taking its course, and family structure and different things would kind of move in different ways. And when I got to it and got tangled up, I ended up going with Pitt. I took a visit out there. I ended up meeting Coach P. And when I met Coach P and then Coach Wasden came down, and then I was set. I was set once I took my visit. And Coach P played a big part in that recruitment process. I seen him bring a lot of guys together. Him and Coach Wasden brought a lot of guys from Florida together. So when I went up there, I already felt at home because he was already bringing that Florida essence to it. You know what I mean? We had the Florida boys already. We had Antonio Bryan and different other, the Cox and, the Cox, the cousins and different people that was already up there. So they already kind of made it feel already at home. You know what I mean? So,
right.
The process, it was a good process. I wouldn't take it back from that.
How was, obviously it's very intriguing with Coach Wannstedt, NFL background. He gets a lot of Florida guys, a lot of Southern guys. What was it like playing for Coach Wannstedt? Is my first part of this two-part question. And do you think after you left, do you think he got a real deal with Pitt when they got rid of him?
Oh, man. Coach Wannstedt, first question, Coach Wannstedt was a great coach. He was a hard-nosed, tough guy. He reminded me of my coach at Pace, Coach Zacchio. He was tough. He taught us to fight. He taught us to believe in something. He taught us to believe in ourselves.
Right.
So that essence of that was big for me, just having that same pattern already going into the next level. And then he was already put years and years of coaching in the NFL, so he brought that aspect quick. You know what I mean? So he was already, getting us ready for the next level. So that was real big for me. And then we had Coach Kavanaugh. He played with my dad when he was at the Patriots. So he was the offensive coordinator. He was a Pitt guy. So that was, I just felt, real at home. The whole setup looked good. It was taking the guys to the next level. The guys he brought in, it was the guys that he felt could get to the next level. And as you can see, the guys that he brought in, they went to the NFL. Deion Lewis, the Jabbar Shears, you can name them. He had Reeves for a little while, but he helped Reeves get in. So different greats, LaShawn McCoy, you know what I mean? So Scott McKillop, Lawad Hughes Holland. I mean, you can go on. I can keep going on.
HB Blades, the list goes on and on.
Right, HB, you know what I mean? Clint, all these guys that, that got pushed out through Wannstedt. The list goes on, man. I wish I could name everybody, but Rashad Duncan, I'm sorry. Tommy Duhart.
Dog, you guys were, quit be honest, Conredge, you guys were loaded. You should have won a national title.
The Buddy Jackson, who else, man? Whoever I don't forgot.
Too many guys.
I can't even figure it out. Too many guys. But these are all Wannstedt and those particular recruiting guys. And I say that not knocking anything that, what coach is doing now.
Right.
But, as you can see, they brought, Coach P is back. Coach Charlie Carter, he's back. So, but now, for your second question, did he get the fair deal? No, absolutely not. I feel like they didn't give him enough time. He was upset. I was upset. A lot of people was upset because we felt that, that rebuilding year was what put Pittsburgh back into the races again. You know what I'm saying? Right. We were back into the races. We were back to having the first rounders. You know what I mean? Every single year, the Jonathan Baldwins, the Reeveses, the Jabbar Shears, Shea, all these people who went top rounds, these were different guys that they personally went out and felt that they would be the best for Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? Right. The city loved Coach Wannstedt. So I felt like, no, he he did not get I don't feel like he got enough opportunity to do what he was doing. And he brought a pure background. He was a hard-nosed coach. He was a straight-up guy. He told it like it is. And, I mean, it's a part of the game. But, no, I don't feel like Coach Wante got the short end. He got the short end of the stick on that one. I wish he would have still been there. As you can see, he kind of, you can see what he's doing. He haven't really went back into coaching after that. So,
right.
I don't know. Yeah, we were upset. I know the guys backed me on that, and we were all still upset about that.
I think he had a stint with the Bills where he's a linebackers coach. Obviously, he's doing a nice job with Fox. But if I could throw a little stat out there to you, Conredge, because I'm a big stat guy, he was 25-12 his last 3 years at Pitt. And people come back at me with this. They say, well, it was in the Big East, Drew. And here's my thing. Okay, I agree. Imagine if Dave Wannstedt was coaching Conredge in the ACC. He'd be getting guys from Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Texas. His recruiting would have been even better. Am I wrong on that?
Right. No, you're absolutely right. No, you're right.
Thank you. But we'll get back to you here. Next question. So, a lot of people wanted me to ask you this. LaShawn McCoy. Obviously, you guys, everybody called Reggie Bush and Lindell White Thunder and Lightning. But from the East Coast, I'll call you two. You two were my Thunder and Lightning. All Pitt fans out there, I think we could agree. Were you and Shady friends outside of football, or was it just business where you guys had such a great chemistry, you guys were so successful together as players, and you kind of did your own things off the field, or were you guys really close friends?
You know what's funny? Me and Shady actually had a little stint one time when he first got there, and we didn't talk for like the first 2 weeks, before the game week started, and then right when the game started, we just went right back into mode, and then ever since then we never really talked about it. And that really showed you where we were located as a team. Like, we knew what we were trying to do, where we were trying to go. We all respected each other. So, that particular situation made our relationship better. We didn't really have to talk about, different things. We just knew, hey, this was our job. We're going to get it done. And then after that, as you can see, we kind of molded it to a three-headed monster, me, him, and LaRod. And we all kind of, it was never an argument about who getting the ball or who, you know what I mean? Of course, I wanted to get the ball more because I was, I had two great running backs. But other than that, it was never a grudge between none of us. We all had a good relationship. We all played our part. We all wanted to see each other be great. Like, you know what I mean? So
exactly.
That essence is what made us great.
Was he kind of
good rotation?
Was he kind of, though? There was rumors here and there and people in the program. Was he a tough guy to get along with? Was he a quiet guy? Was he standoffish? Was he just kind of want to do his own thing? Did he try to be like a tough guy?
Shady, man. Shady is Shady. Shady is who he is. He runs hard. He knows his job, and he does what he has to do. I never had nothing bad to say about Shady ever.
Right.
Never. Never.
Absolutely.
Of course, he was younger than me, so my job was, the different clique. Like, I ran with a little older clique than he did. He had his own little clique, and we just always make sure, like, hey, y'all boys, make sure y'all be doing the right things. It was never that particular relationship with us, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Well, other people, I can't really tell you, but how we ran things in the pit locker room with tradition, we handled things and we got over it and we brought it together. Like, you know what I mean? It was never really that particular situation with Pitt.
And that's awesome, man. So let me go back here about 11 years ago, December 1st, 2007. You're a 28.5-point underdog, 60,000 people, 4th and 1. And Pat Bostic says, hey, Conredge, we're coming to you with the ball. What's going through your mind when you're winning the game against the number 2 team in the country? If they win, they go to the national championship. What were your thoughts when he said, hey, we're getting you the ball? What was going through your mind?
It was game time. It was another play. You know what I mean? It was if it was there, we was gonna take it. And it was there, so I took it. It wasn't. I don't think we had enough time to think. Like, you know what I mean? He calls your number and you go and get it. You know what I mean? So it was I didn't look back at, I didn't really realize in the time, look back like, yo, that was just one and you dove and that was it. Like, whether
right.
you not, that was it. Like, you know what I mean? So
right.
you don't really look back there. You don't look at it in that light while you're in the game or play. It's like, hey, it's game time. Hey, it's either you're gonna get it or you're not gonna get it. And you know,
right.
you got to get it and we're there. And you jump and you got it and you keep going. And the next play.
That's awesome, man. And I appreciate you answering that. So I do have a little bit of a tough question here for you. So you talked about your touch to Pitt. Obviously, you're a type of guy. You're an alpha male. You wanted to touch the rock a lot. Obviously, you played with great running backs in your career. So another two-part question. Not a two-part question. I'll keep it a one-part question. So were you ever frustrated at a point in time in your career at Pitt with touches? Because you could have went to, my opinion, I'm a big Miami guy, like I am a Pitt guy. You could have went to Miami. You could have been a tailback there. You could have went to Florida State, been a fullback and running back, and touched the ball a lot because they did not have a great quarterback at the time there, either programs. Was there ever a time you were frustrated with the amount of touches at Pitt?
Almost definitely, of course. The city knew. I remember one time I was going out to eat or something. I hopped in a cab. The cab driver looked at me. He said, "Yo, your Conredge Collins." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Man, you're good." He's like, "They don't give you the ball enough."
Right.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't. I wasn't going off the ball. I wasn't frustrated saying I should have got more touches. It was frustrating to know every time I touched the ball, it was a positive action, a positive game. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I was frustrated about. You know what I mean? I knew the more I got the ball, the more my engine would rev up, as it always did. And that was, you know, the thing with that particular situation. We had no fullback in that West Coast offense. Who else is going to play that position the best?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that was it, too. Like, you know, I had to take it. You know, they did their best. They had different packages for me, or one back set. When we got Hanowski, when they bought Hanowski in,
yeah, Henry,
we had some high formations. Yeah, we had some power back plays in there. But that particular time, I was the best back that could do it all. So I mean,
right.
You know, you got to take that into mindset too. So.
Absolutely. It actually leads to my next question. I'm glad you said that. So how important was for you to be a triple threat back and expand your brand for, at the time, you're thinking NFL? How important was it to be a triple threat back and show all your skills for these NFL teams looking at you?
It was big. I didn't really realize it until I got to like an all-star game. I played in Texas versus the Nation, and I played all of them, and they kind of utilized it. They got to put it on film. They got to see, like, okay, he can catch the ball in the backfield. He can run and catch a pitch and take it upfield for 15 to 20. He can do all these different things. So when I seen that, I knew, all right, cool, I'll be okay in the NFL. Like, you know what I mean? I seen the Tolbert and how he hopped around. He's playing the H-back. He's playing the one set. So when you see him still playing after 10, 15, however many years he's playing, 10 plus, you know, you see a guy like Tolbert playing that H-back position. I knew it was possible. So I really wasn't worried. You know, I really wasn't worried.
Right. So how would you, obviously you benched on your, we'll jump here to your pro day. You benched 225 24 times. That's pretty solid. You ran a 4.5 40. How would you have assessed your pro day at Pitt?
How successful do you think it was?
Yeah, like how would you assess your pro day? Do you think you had a pretty solid pro day? And after your pro day, you were confident.
I think it was a good pro day. I mean, of course, you can always do better. You know what I mean? You can always do better. But I think I had a solid pro day for my particular position. I don't think anybody outscored my numbers. You know, overall. Right. You know, as a H-back, fullback position coming out, if you do the numbers and you go to anybody else who put up those numbers for their pro day as a fullback, you probably want to see those particular and those speeds. You know what I mean? Right.
And last football question here for you. So a lot of people ask me, and I don't want to be ignorant because I obviously spoke with you offline and I didn't really have much information from doing my research. So a two-part question. With the NFL, what happened? Was it injuries? And the second part to that question is, how important through the NFL process was your mom for you? And just having that mom figure to be there and support you in your life?
It was big. big. How did it go? When I was at Tampa. I had a few visits. I had Tampa. I had New York. I had the Texans. I ended up getting called by the Lions to come in on practice squad without even working out for them after the cut. I was still hurt, but I ended up going to Tampa, bro, and I broke my foot second day during rookie camps. A week later, a couple days later, I get the surgery. They put the screw in my foot. Probably about a week later, I get like an ulcer on my foot. And make a long story short, my bone gets infected. I have chronic osteomyelitis. I get chronic osteomyelitis for 2 years. I probably had different treatments of vancomycin and all these different antibiotics running through my main artery vein. Just a whole bunch of different stuff, bro. And my mom, she came down. She dropped everything. She came down and she took care of me to the best of her abilities. So that was real big. She got to see it all crash as soon as I got hurt. And then, the doctors come in and it's like, yo, it's not looking good. It's going to be a long process. And, she did her best to help me, the best way she could during that process. So it was a nightmare. You know what I mean? You see your dreams and it crashes like that.
Right.
So,
Right, and
it is what it is.
Right, and obviously you've known football your whole life, and obviously there's life after football. You obviously have to think about what you want to do, what path you're going to go. So what came about your YGB United brand? You got to believe United brand. What came about that, and what really sparked for you to start that brand?
It's funny. So how YGB started, I used to hear G. So you a big hip hop fan, so you know Jeezy on his Sub Motivation.
Shout out to Jeezy, the urban philosopher.
Yeah, Jeezy had you gotta believe. I used to listen to that same track every game, and he just said, "You gotta believe." So it was stuck with me. So I had that in my mind. Boom, right? So I'm playing football. It's just, the whole time you think about backup plans, you think about, what could possibly go wrong if football was to drop today. So I'm like, I go in, I keep playing ball, things are getting successful for me. And then, like I said, I was at Texas versus the Nation, and I seen one of the coaches, I was getting my tape. I was still pumping YGB the whole time, Mr. YGB. My boy used that, man, YGB, man, you gotta believe, man. It really wasn't big back then for me. Right. I still had football, I was still playing ball. Mm-hmm. So I seen You Gotta Believe when I was up there at Texas versus the Nation. One of the coaches said something. He just said, "You gotta believe." I'm like, wow, that's gotta be it. It has to be it. So I'm like, all right, whatever. If anything ever was to happen, or I do make it big in football and I do my thing, I'm gonna bring out YGB just on whatever. I don't know yet. You know what I mean? So after the whole thing kind of went south with football, that's when I started really figuring out life. I come back home, no money, not, trying to make everything make sense, without football. I tried football, played a little arena, didn't go well, played a little whatever. Did all that, drove up and down, find different places to play. It really didn't, it was never the same. You know what I mean?
Right.
What happened? I was getting ready to work out to do my pro day over again at Pitt. They had the lockout. So the lockout had cut everything off. Another year I sit. Right. So I was finding myself, bro, this whole few years I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm working odd jobs. I'm here, I'm there, I'm moving, I'm everywhere. The ups, the downs. I mean, it's the same thing everybody goes to of trying to find an identity after football. Right. So I end up hitting the street, bro. I end up, getting on my ground. I started doing promo in South Beach, and that's where I kind of started, seeing people come together just off pure energy. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it wasn't really about the going out in the promo. I'm just like, I'm building a network. I'm like, wow, I should start this YGB and just start bringing everybody together. So my man, young Will, man, shout out to Will. He passed this past year. and he made the logo for me. You know, he made the logo for me, and when he made the logo for me, I just started pushing it harder, and then I just kept formulating into what it became now, which is, you know, promoting the belief system. You know what I mean? The energy behind that was what came out of it, the ups, the downs, the struggles, and then, you know, now we get to where we at now as far as talking about it. You know what I mean? So that whole process was, you know, what molded YGB into kind of come out, the ups, the downs, the not being able to play football no more, and then, you know, hitting the street and hitting the promo, hitting the club, doing the music, understanding life, and seeing everything for what it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then, yeah, that's the whole, you know, how YGB started. So now, basically, I work with at-risk kids in North Carolina, in Durham, North Carolina. I've been working with them for the last year and a half, going on 2 years and a few months. So I've been doing that in the mental health, working with the at-risk kids, and, you know, just building myself up and learning different things through that atmosphere. So it's all pushing back to YGB, you know what I mean? So that whole process is what's going on now. That's the best I can tell you how that became.
Working with the at-risk kids, coming from your background, Miami, Florida, football star, #1 fullback in the country in 2008. Do you think those kids, and you're still a super young guy, do you think that you serve as a role model for those kids, and that those kids motivate you with your YGB brand to keep you going and keep you fighting and keep you going on the positive path that you preach?
Almost definitely, man. Like, you know, through that system and learning and identifying with different things with them, I look back at my life and the things that I went through, and I'm one of them. You know what I mean? I went through some of the same things they went through. You know, the ups and the downs of life that the struggle brings. So it plays. It's a lot more impact when I work with them because I can identify. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's what's big about the YGB United is you know, I believe in them. You know, they make me believe in myself. Like, man, it's still possible. You know what I mean? It's still a way out. It's still, you know, I want to be a role model for them to be like, you know, they tell me all the time, like, man, we need a lot more men in the mental health, just so the young guys can see more examples of people being something other than what, you know, we portray to be seen as. You know what I mean? So
right.
It's big, man. It really helped me out, and through the different things I learned, I got to repair myself. I got to fix myself. I got to see some of my own flaws and my own mental health issues. You know what I mean?
Right,
so
right.
It was cool, man. It taught me a lot. It really brought me a lot of peace and a lot of balance. Bro.
That's awesome. And if I go back to football real quick, do you think college players deserve to get paid?
Yeah. I mean, but at the same time, yeah, of course, they do get it.
Do you think there should be a certain price? Should it be the same for all student athletes, or should football players get the most?
Like, you know, you would have to call your lawyers and all those different people to
right.
try to figure out, you know,
right.
the way, because at the end of the day, you still get a free
right.
degree. So you got to put that into play. Everything that you
sure.
do is for free.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So
sure.
Now, do we walk out of there with a money bag? No. It's still a struggle. Do I wish we could have had a little bit more money while we was playing? Of course. Well, definitely. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's a whole different problem.
But let me ask you
like, yeah, why not?
Yeah. Let me ask you a quick question real quick. So, say if, and this is an NCAA violation, but I'm just speculating. So, say if you would have really promoted your YGB when you're at Pitt, your YGB brand, and you would have been selling shirts and making money off it, which is an NCAA violation, but you're Conredge Collins, but your football jersey, there's tons of kids buying them, adults. Pitt NCAA are making hundreds of thousands of dollars your jersey. How is that fair? If you can answer me that question.
No, I mean, that's not fair. I mean, it's not fair, bro. It's not fair.
Right, that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
It's not fair. But at the end of the day, that's when you're supposed to, you know, you're supposed to be smarter than the left hand, you know. And,
right.
You know, find a way out. It's a way out to that. You know, you just got to promote, find other people to promote promote it and do something. You know what I mean? There's
Right.
different ways to it now. You know, so
Right.
but it's a part of the game. That's what they built. We signed up for that.
Right.
You know, so at the end of the day, you know, you can either say no. I want to promote my brand and do this, and you know, I don't need that particular system, or you can, you know, use that system until you can't use it no more.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, so that's the situation. You know, it is what it is.
No, I'm with you. So I do have a question here about, obviously, I talked about your song, Pain. You started out rapping here. You know I'm a big hip-hop guy, as we talked about.
Right.
So what came about wanting to be a rapper?
All right. This is how it went. So just to let you know, I made my first track in Pittsburgh in a dorm room.
Shout out to the 412, baby. We love our hip-hop up here.
That's a little history about Reg, man. About before the King Reg, it was just Reg. It was my boy Hollywood. It was CTO, Hollywood, Cedric McGee. He was my roommate. He made the track with Buddy was on the keys. Nick Williams was helping us record at his spot.
Oh, man.
I made my first track at Pitt. But the reason how I got into music, to be honest, to make it long story short, we used to freestyle, man. We used to freestyle. All the boys used to come over to our spot and do tape. And we used to freestyle, and we used to record it on our little camera phone that we had. To stay out of trouble. I promise you not, man. Instead of getting in trouble and going out every night, we would just, you know, we would come back and we would have our own little parties at the little, at the dorm room, and we used to get on the mic and we used to spit. And we used to have different people coming in and recruits coming in. We would put them on camera sometimes, let them spit, and then that was just something that brought us together. And so over time, you know, that became therapeutic for me. That's how I just kept freestyling. You know, over the period of time, I was always into music. And I don't know, I'm recreating myself. My brother was trying to recreate myself. I was like, man, you know what? I'm going to face my fear and just do this music and see what happens. Because, I don't know, I just always wanted to do music after that. I was just something like, man, I used to do this music. I can freestyle to do this music. But, you know, once I got into the writing of music and then I seen, you know, the art behind it, it's just like football. Like when you watch football, you watch football.
Yep.
Like you're not really understanding the plays. You're not understanding who's who and where to go. It's the same thing in music. Like it was so much information that I didn't know about music before I got into it. So I was just going off the passion. I'm like, man, I just like music. I'm just going freestyle forever. And then, you know, different people sat me down. It was like, yo, you got a voice. You should use it. You know, sit down and take this real serious, and that's what I started doing.
Who's someone's style that you looked up to? Obviously, you talked about Jeezy, but who's somebody that inspired you, that you looked up to from the hip-hop side of things? Was it Killer Cam? Was it 50? Was it Eminem at the time? Who was it?
Tupac, man.
Tupac, all right.
I was a Tupac.
You know I'm a big Tupac guy now. Come on now.
I know you're a big Tupac fan. I'm a Tupac fan. Lauren Hill, Bob Marley, Trick Daddy, Rick Ross, J. Cole.
Shout out to Trick Daddy 305 for those Kane boys.
the J. Cole, the JT Money, the who else I'm missing, man? The 8 Ball NJG, the G's, man.
Gucci a little bit.
Yeah. Gucci, yeah, you like Gucci?
Oh man, I like his stuff now.
Yeah.
Back in the day, he's talking some crazy things. He beefed with pretty much every rapper. Now, he just talks about partying, women, so I'm okay with that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. But yeah, man, it's a lot of influence. But, you know, the influence came before because of the music was motivating me while I was playing ball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was, you know, you was a fan, I'm a fan, and then now you get to see the art behind it, and you know, the passion behind it. So it's something that saved me, bro. Because you know, without this music, I don't know where I would have been. Because that's the route I took. You know what I mean? I took the music route, and working with the kids, and the brand, and the positive movement. So that came from, you know, listening to the things I grew up on, the real stuff. You know what I mean? What I grew up on, you know, the helping out, the Tupac story, the bettering your family story, the 8 Ball and MJG story, the things, and, you know, all those different things that helped you go in the struggle. that's what I came up on.
Right.
Some of the music that they listen to today is not just it's not a lot of substance in it. So I just take
Right.
I take what I can from it. But I'm a more of an old school, the Scarface,
Yep.
the Goody Mobs, those type of people, like, you know what I mean?
And for everybody out there right now that's watching the show, I'm on with former Pitt fullback, former Pitt great Conredge Collins, CEO of YGB United, as well hip hop artist. You can go on www.artistoriginals.com for YGB gear. So Conredge, I got a few more questions for you, but this next one's going to be a tough one. A lot of people in Pittsburgh have listened to your song that I promoted today, and they're telling me that you're better than Lev Bell. So to freestyle, who wins, you or Le'Veon Bell? I'm going with you.
You can go with me. You can go with me.
Who wins, you or Le'Veon Bell?
You know me. We can put Le'Veon Bell up, and we can do something. It's all fun and games when it comes to that.
I ain't down with Wednesday. I'm down with YGB. I don't care about Wednesday.
Hey, well then you need to be down with me then.
Exactly.
Cut up.
That's funny, man.
Stay humble though. I gotta stay humble.
Absolutely. So last question here for you, man. So what do you want your legacy to be? Do you want your legacy to everybody to know you for the football star and the stud you were? Or do you want your legacy being with the children, the motivating, the YGB, and trying to change the world? What to you would be your ideal situation for your legacy? Or it could be both.
The football was a good chapter. You know what I'm saying? It was a good chapter. The things that I built for football was great for me. But what I've learned after football and the things that I've studied and the lifestyles I live and the things that I've gained, the knowledge that I've gained, I believe it's the legacy of the brand, it's the legacy of the youth. It's that spark of light that we'll be trying to recreate. We're trying to get people to believe, in each other and ourselves. You know what I mean? So that is the main part of the legacy of the brand. It's really not about me. And I know we talked about this, offline, but the brand is really not about me. It's about us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The more I believe in myself, the more I can get somebody else to believe in their selves and their brand. And we bring that together and we can all make it to the top. It's a different dynamic. And the way I'm trying to take it is in a positive light. And if I could get more people to understand that, we can make it out. And it doesn't have to be all of that and all of this. It can be something positive. We can still, duplicate the same things. We can still have the good parties. We can still have the money. We can still take care of our family. We can still do whatever we want. But we're going to do it positive. We're going to be believing in ourselves. We're going to believe in each other. So that's the legacy of what we're trying to do. Where we're trying to take it. And we're going to take it there eventually. It's a little bit more different because it's a positive manner. We're just trying to keep the same people like ourselves building that brand. You know what I mean? Yep.
I agree. And I appreciate that, man. And you got a lot of people in Pittsburgh up here who support you and want to see you do great things. And obviously I'm one of them. I'm a huge fan of yours. Even before I knew you, just talking to you, we vibed, we clicked right away. A lot of passion. So definitely looking forward to you in the future working with you. So last thing, anything you'd like to say to your fans, your family out there, people out there who support you, who care about you, who want to see you do well?
Oh man, yeah. I don't get time to say it a lot, but I just appreciate everybody, from the small things to the big things. My family, I appreciate them for sticking with me through the journey and not sticking their nose up when I was down, when I was up. It was always, right there, just pushing me on to their best abilities, and to my friends, my brothers, the Gold Cigar Gang. Matter of fact, let me shout out Gold Cigar Gang. Matter of fact, they was the ones who actually put me on to the music. Drew, T-Row, and the whole camp, J5. Okay. Jermaine, Marcus, all the boys. That particular organization who was the one who gave me my first track, was the good one was the King guys. They actually was the ones who put me on to the music. So shout out to Gold Cigar Gang, man. They that was a big movement. So shout out to them, and shout out to Miami Lakes and Suge and everybody who helped me on the journey, man. My pops and my uncle, my moms, everybody, man. Everybody who, the ups and downs, who still pushing for me to see me great. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody, man. I appreciate you, Drew, for having me on and giving me this opportunity to talk and finally come out my shell a little bit, you know?
Hey, like I told you, I'm not shy. You got a lot of fans up here wanting to hear from you, man. And hey, and here's the thing. Obviously, your legacy up here is known for football, but I really wanted people to get to know the real Conredge Collins, and I thought, and I think there's way more to just football than you. That's just a chapter. You definitely have a great journey, a positive journey ahead of you, and definitely appreciate your time as well, man. Thank you for everything.
All right, boss man. Thank you. You have a blessed night, man.
You too, man. Take care, all right?
All right. Peace.
All right, man. Wow. All right, guys. So, great show with Conredge Collins, former Pitt great, former Pitt fullback, number one fullback in the country, 2008. Great guy, great human being. We talk a lot offline. Obviously, great football background, great numbers. But there's more to this guy. Obviously, he's starting his YGB brand, doing very well in life. So, shout out to Conredge. This week, currently I do not have any guests lined up. I will be going out of the country for the weekend. Beyond the Whistle is expanding globally. We're trying to here, so much appreciation for everybody out there who supports me. I'll be out of the country, so currently don't have a guest lineup for this week, but I will be having a show on the NBA as well, the NHL, the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are the hottest team in hockey right now. We'd love for you guys to call in, and we'll debate, we'll discuss, and there'll be great stuff on the NBA and the NHL. So appreciate everybody listening tonight, and hope you guys have a great, blessed night, and hope you have a great week and a great Monday. Thanks, guys.